Welcome back, everybody. This is how to pose your 12th Doctor figure. So I've got 3 12th Doctor figures at the moment. I've done a customized one, and you could say I've done little customizations. They're not that, it's just swapped the wrists of different Doctors. So I'll start off with my Series 10 Doctor, which I mentioned on the last video, which was the how to pose your Jodie's TARDIS. And this is just put your 12th Doctor in there, can be any of them, and lift their hand out and make them do the famous Capaldi stretched hand. If you have a backboard in the TARDIS, you can open the door all the way, and if you don't, you can do what I've done and close the door. It doesn't damage the paint or anything. So we'll move on to the figure in front, which is the Series 8 figure. So he should have a waistcoat, which I am tempted to paint, but it didn't go so well with my Series 10 figure in the TARDIS, so I don't really want to try again. But maybe when I'm a bit more skilled in painting, I will. So I've swapped the hands for this one with the Season 9 Doctor, who is in the background over there. And the Series 9 Doctor comes with his new screwdriver, which is nice, even though it should have been the Series 10 where he got this. So it should be the Velvet Coat Doctor in the TARDIS, but they decided they would do the Series 9 instead. So this is one of the most complicated positions I could get my Doctor, and this is the one which is on my shelf. So he's got a ball joint, which then you bend the elbow to get the sonic straight enough, which gives you this position. And then what you want to do next is then bend the non-sonic arm out, and then bend it just a little, not a lot, just a little. And then what you want to do with the legs is you want to bend the front one, so this one. You don't have to bend his waist, but just bend it a little. Keep this one a bit straight, and then you'll have this nice kind of bent knee action pose, which is quite nice. So this is the only Doctor, well, not, there are other versions of this figure in like different outfits, but for the 2 in the back, they decided they would make him taller out of all the Doctors, which I think a lot of us who loved the figures knew something wasn't quite right, because we had those little figures which weren't very good, and they decided they would stop making these for a while, and then they came back with these, which are okay. They came back with ball joints, which I love, and I wish maybe we had all of the Doctors as ball joints, but otherwise it's a good Peter Capaldi look-alike, I guess. For detail, you've got his belt, the inside of his jacket. I've got a bit of a overpaint, but you don't really see the inside. His boots are all patterned, which is very nice. Sadly, the Sonic isn't... It is detailed, but it isn't as detailed as I would like it. I think I tried to get Capaldi some wrinkles, but it didn't quite work. If you want to know how to do the wrinkles on this figure, you get, I think it was you get a little sharp point and just graze across his head very lightly, and you should be able to get a nice wrinkled look. So this is the one I use for my collection, so you can try that pose if you would like. It is very hard. It took me an hour, I think, to get it to stand up without any help. So we'll go on to the Series 9 figure for our next pose and our last. So Series 9 figure, you've got the same pattern boots, but with a new little, don't know what that's called. Someone will type it in the comments probably. Nice checker trousers, same, but no outline of the blue. This time he's in a jumper, so you get a zip and a little zip. His buttons are now coloured, and also you get his iconic little red button on both sides. A nice coloured dark blue hoodie, which brings off more of the outfit, and a nice t-shirt. I nearly said jumper, but it's t-shirt, because why would you wear two jumpers? So that's, and he has a ring, if you can see that. I think they all have a ring, the Peter Capaldi figures. So this hand is the Season 10 in the TARDIS hand, which I've swapped out and put that, because this series Doctor actually wore his Sonic sunglasses and never used a screwdriver in that series, because he gave it to Davros. So this figure is one of the tallest figures out of all the Doctor Who collection. It's a very nice figure, but if you're putting it with your other figures, it's a big guy. So I think the Silence and this Doctor are probably the same height. I don't know if that's true. I think Silence is just a bit over the camera. But anyway, let's get into the pose. So you want to get Peter Capaldi like this, bend his hand out, because the iconic hand, bend his head, so he's now cornered to us. You can either bend his legs out a bit, but do be aware of balance. So this is the first time I've seen him balance properly without the TARDIS as help. Then you can move your Sonic hand, if you want the Sonic in there, and bend it out like that. I would put some glasses in there, but I'd prefer them to be on his head. So then you lift up, because luckily Peter Capaldi's figures all have ball joints. So lift up the hand, give it a bit more if you want to see a bit of red in there, and then move that, not the head, move his arm over, and you should get a nice Capaldi pose like that. Now, I know you can't see the feet, but that's because I've said he's a very, very tall figure. But otherwise, if you can think of any other poses that say Capaldi and his character, please show me, because I found doing Capaldi one of the hardest, but I've not finished all the others yet. So I found him very hard to do some poses with. But thanks for watching. If you have got any other poses that you think should have been on here, send me the copy to your Instagram, or send it by, I think, story, so attach me into your story so I can see it. If you're private, I won't be able to see it. And thanks for watching. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, because I would love to be at 100 for this, the end of this year, let's say. It might not happen, but to get high hopes. And I have a special custom I will finish soon, and I will be posting it on here instead of my Instagram, so everyone on here will be able to see it first. So thank you everyone, and goodbye.